MacDonagh and I'm the Customer Support Manager for Culligan UK. So I look after a team that supports our inbound phone function for our core customer base, as well as keeping in touch with our customers via a case system through emails online as well. So Jens initially spent a bit of time with the team as a whole. The team got a lot from it, and it was a really good kind of back to basics refresher, and a lot of the team left that session, you know, with a much more rounded view, and we were able to put some really good things into practice immediately afterwards. So the group session was probably more your role play element, with it being kind of a customer service scenario adaptation. We went through a number of different scenarios with the whole team as a group, you know, about how we would expect to react to a certain customer situation, and going through some particular questions a customer may give us and how we'd expect to respond, and what the customer's expectation of our response would be. So that was kind of a good mix really of kind of practical role play situations, but also some theory behind it all as well. I think it was tied up very well. Slightly more recently, I know Jens has spent some time with myself and the two team leaders that I work with to give us a more kind of one-to-one leadership coaching opportunity, which has been really, really beneficial. And you know, we've already started to put some of the things in practice that Jens has been able to recommend to us. Time management is always quite difficult, especially in such a busy role like we have. We actually identified we're really quite good at identifying kind of performance data. It was just the sharing and finding the time to share that with the team. So one of the certain things that I've come away with from Jens's coaching session is a structured kind of monthly review plan for the guys. So, you know, a much more simplified way of just telling them, or giving them a chance to discuss how they feel about their performance, handing it over to them first to allow them to speak, but then also kind of comparing that with what the data tells us, and then giving them our own kind of points of meeting in the middle, so we can then go and you know, take some action points away. So that's already in place, and my team had their first batch of, we call them 15-minute monthly reviews last month. Sorry, for this month for last month. That's already underway. Really, really useful, and I think the feedback's been good from the team as well. I really like the way that we were allowed to lead it. We were allowed to come in with our own suggestions and our own kind of starting points. There was no real kind of preconception from Jens. We were allowed to initially just kind of explain to Jens, this is where we currently sit, these are our current kind of challenges and things, and this is what we feel like we need some development with, and Jens kind of had suggestions for how to combat it, so it was much better on a personal level. It did really, really well in keeping it bespoke to what we needed. I mean, my objective on a personal level to go into these coaching sessions was to be able to take a step back, take a step out of the day-to-day, and self-assess really, just take a look at the bigger picture. I know it's difficult sometimes with so much going on at any given time to be able to take yourself out of that and you know, kind of look at certain behaviours and certain things we might be doing that might have been holding us back. Certainly finding more efficient ways of looking after the team and developing myself as a team manager. For sure, like just the reviews I spoke about earlier, you know, being able to just book those in, but then have a structured 15-minute kind of document that we're going to go through, and that's legible and easy to feedback from the team. So, you know, I think I've achieved what I wanted to from it. I think the team benefited as well from having a little bit more structure, but also having that refresher. The team are all very good and all know how to speak to a customer, but it's always good to hit the reset button sometimes and go back to basics, I think. So yeah, really approachable. Yeah, really, really good. Like I say, with the one-to-one coaching, the positive thing for me is that it always seemed to start on with the conversation that I was allowed to lead. I was given a chance to enter the room and open up with, this is where I feel things are going well, this is where I feel like things can improve, which really, really helped kind of flow, and it kept things relevant for me. So yeah, really, really useful.